I needed a full segment for us to talk about this. How do you think David Quinn is handling the goaltenders?
I think that says enough. I think that laugh actually says more than enough. But, I mean, since I'm going to have to go into further details, yeah, I don't think he's handled this well at all. I really don't. He has no grip on what's going on. He has no feel how to handle this situation. In college, it's a 40-something game schedule. And with, the first 2 years of his career, he had Henrik Lundqvist, who was going to take most of the starts. And now he has to go back and forth between two goaltenders, but the reason why we're not getting any consistency out of the two of them is because he's not handling it well. He's just not. And I dare somebody, whether they're an insider, an expert, Larry Brooks, someone from the Rangers themselves, Valaket, I don't even care who it is. I dare somebody to try to provide a good argument as to how he's handled this goaltending situation well. Because you're clearly not getting the results. The rust is clearly there on these guys when they come in. And Shesterkin, for a large part of this year, had been overplaying shots. And that's something that you hadn't seen in last year and whatnot from him before the car accident. So I really... There's not a whole lot of good that I can say about the way David Quinn has handled this goaltending situation. And I'd imagine you're probably along the same line of thought, so I'll let you take this from here.
Well, obviously, and I never thought I'd ever say these words to come out of my mouth. Benoit Lair's got to do a better job with them.
Say what?
I never thought that would ever happen. Because Shesterkin is overcommitting. You should be in the video room seeing that all the time. He's done it a lot less. That's why his numbers have gone up. This is the rant that I'm going to go on, and I can't help but feel bad for Alexander Georgiev on Sunday, who got his head smashed into the ice, and then Shesterkin had to come off the bench and go take his position for about a period. And Georgiev, because of concussion protocol and stuff like that, and immediately the Bruins put one behind him, was rather annoyed. I'd be annoyed too, because my head shouldn't have been smashed on the ice, because Shesterkin should have been in net. Why is he doing the one game? I'll do two games in a row, and then we'll go to a third. How much more do you have to do? Igor Shesterkin is the top prospect for a reason. He was the guy that they mentioned for 4 years. Georgiev is the overachiever. This isn't the same situation of Henrik Lundqvist and Kevin Weeks. This is the guy that you've been betting on for almost a decade and looking at and going, he's going to be our guy. And you know what? Shesterkin's been playing like it. We could you talk about maybe he should have stopped 2 of those goals versus the Flyers. There was at least 6 that you went, how did he make that save?
Absolutely.
So let's get that. And again, all credit to Alexander Georgiev, who's done a fantastic job over his tenure as a New York Ranger. But Shesterkin is the guy. The Rangers really need to go with one goaltender and make sure the other guy knows he's the backup. And I know JD said in an interview, don't count out Georgiev, because Georgie's a pretty good goalie in his own right. He's going to try to hold on to that job. Is there at any point through this season you looked at Georgiev and said, he's a number one? Yeah. No. You could see it with Shesterkin, but I'm not seeing it with Georgiev. Georgiev is going to be, he's going to be another Cam Talbot or Antti Ranta. The Rangers have had these guys that come out of nowhere or that were underachieving their entire career and then do much better because of Benoit Lair. Benoit Lair is, to me, the best goaltending coach in the league, even though I just had a little bit of a critique on him. But there were guys that overachieve, and then the Rangers sell high on them. Mark my words, and everybody wants to say, why do I got to take a cheap shot at him? But I'm sorry, If Cam Talbot stayed in net in 2015, the Rangers are out in 5 to the Capitals. That simple. There's a reason why Henrik Lundqvist was in net for that entire series. But don't tell me it's Georgiev. Work on Shesterkin. That's been our guy all along. And if Georgiev plays so well that he takes the job, so be it. Don't give me the other thing. No.
No, you're absolutely right about all that, and that's the biggest problem I have with this whole thing is that, like you said, we've known that Shesterkin is the heir apparent for God knows how long, 6 years now. I mean, really, I would say in the last 5, he's really come on as like one of the top goaltending prospects in the entire world. At least for the last 3 or 4, he's been pretty much the top goaltending prospect in the world. So why are we spending our time with a guy that we know is really more so a byproduct with Ben LaLaire than we are with the guy that had the pedigree, that's dominated everywhere he's gone, and playing this carousel of goaltenders? It just, to me, I'd have to say this has got to be on the front office too. Because if the front office is not stepping in and telling Quinn to go with one guy, then to me, that's a big problem. That is a huge, huge problem. Like, humongous big problem. Or Ilya Brizgalov.
Solar system is so humongous big, right?
But yeah, you can't have guys like this going into a Richter Van Biesbroek type situation where they're going 1A, 1B. But those two were established goaltenders. These two are not established to that point yet to be able to do that and handle it the way that Richter and Van Biesbroek did in the late 80s into the early 90s. So for me, that's got to be addressed by the front office. Front office and Quinn and the two goalies have to come down and they have to come to a conversation. And if it hurts Alexander Georgiev's feelings, you know what? Then maybe he's not meant to be around then at that point. Maybe at that point you look to trade him and you say, hey, you know what? You're a good goaltender. We think you're worth something, but we already have our guy in the future. So go make that trade at that point. Get value for him while you can. And then bring up Tyler Wall or someone like that. Olaf Lindbaum. Someone like that. Whoever the goaltender is. Even Dylan Garand. Maybe Dylan Garand comes around. Dylan Garand made Team Canada for World Juniors this year. So there's obviously some level of potential that they see in him as well. And if he could become an NHL backup to Shesterkin, then you know what? You just hit the jackpot on a late round, mid-round pick. So I honestly, they need to stop the carousel though, because it's not helping either goaltender. It's not helping the team, and David Quinn just looks like he's absolutely lost with it. He has no idea what to do.
And going further into it, this is the reason why I said all along you have to trade Alexander Georgiev while you can. Not just because you were able to sell high and get a prospect back or a player back that might not even help the team right now. Because I beat the drums last year. I would have traded Georgiev for Kevin LeBanc a while ago. Whether or not that would have worked out or it's a good idea, that was just an idea. That's what I said out loud. You can put it in the comments that I'm an idiot. But the thing that I'm going to get at with this is Henrik Lundqvist should have been on this team. Now, for Henrik's health, thank God he's not. And he got back on the ice a month after open heart surgery and looked great on the ice. And he's still trying to figure out the rest of his career. I wish you well, Hank. Obviously, John does too.
Long live the...
Yeah. But that's where you need a veteran to show guys what to do, to go through the day-to-day process. That it's not just showing up at the rink and going, hey, I'm here, let's go win a game.
Let's do that hockey.
Your work starts much further ahead. It goes into practice. I mean, there are the stories that every former Ranger tells, that Henrik Lundqvist was irritated anytime you let in a goal in practice. I mean, you needed him still to steady everybody's emotions and keep it calm. They're doing this on talent. They're not doing this on I'm frustrated because I know they're better. Like, as Igor Shesterkin's save percentage in the month of February in his career alone is phenomenal. He's a 917. Sorry, 930, yeah, for the month. But he's a 917 for the year, but that's only because he had a couple shaky outings in January.
And that's still not even bad. That just goes to show you how good he was in February.
Yes. And Georgiev's numbers, 907 save percentage, not bad. That's still good. I mean, again, he's a backup. Why are we giving him back-to-back starts against the Boston Bruins? Like, it's stuff like that. Then, and as a goalie, then let me change it up a little bit in a different level. Then Shesterkin sits from Wednesday to Tuesday night. So he doesn't see the ice for 6 days. That's what the plan was. Of course, it changed. He got to see the ice on Sunday. But it wasn't because of a good reason. And then he's in and out, facing 2 shots and letting in one. Not his fault. Again, not his fault. That was a good deflection. I mean, even the Georgiev goals that he let in, the first one, that was also maybe he was a little bit groggy. The second one was on a screen.
Yeah, I mean, the Charlie Coyle one, it's a good shot, but I'll say this again, and I know a lot of people want to play protector for Keandre Miller, but Keandre Miller's got to play the body better there. He's absolutely got to play the body better there, and he can't let Charlie Coyle just dangle under his stick. Play the body, separate the player from the puck. I'm not saying you have to Scott Stevens him, but separate him from the puck. And it's a rookie mistake, and I know that he's going to get better from those. But that's just one of those plays where even a rookie should be able to make that play.
Well, just like what you said, he's a rookie. He's going to make that play. He's going to get better.
Hey, you still here? Well, you know what you should do? You should watch some of these other videos on our channel, like this one, comment, and share it with other people.